WPPM LP Philadelphia.
I've been waiting a long time for this. I've been waiting so long for this. Knew I was gonna get to tap it back in the beginning. And if you want it, you can have it. You just gotta get with it. I've been waiting a long time for this. I've been waiting so long for this. Knew I was about to get it way back in the beginning. And if you want it, you can have it. You just gotta stick with it. I've been waiting a long time for this. I deserve it. I've been working and the time is here. Knew it was gonna belong to me way back in the beginning. If you want it, you can have it. You just gotta stick with it. I've been waiting a long time for this. I deserve it. I've been working and the time is here. Knew it was gonna belong to me way back in the beginning. If you want it, it's there. You just gotta go get it.
It's the Career Seeker Show live on WPPM 106.5 Philadelphia. I'm your host and the world's #1 diversity recruiter, Kenneth L. Johnson, and I've been waiting a long time to bring you the Career Seekers team. Tiffany Southerland, career coach, Alberta Blum, recruitment coach, videographer, Bruce Savage, and together we're your #1 source for job search and career information. We'll be back after the break.
The Career Seeker Show on WPPM FM Philadelphia. Insightful advice for those seeking more than just a job, but a career from the nation's top diversity recruiter, Kenneth L. Johnson. Whether you're starting your career, changing careers, or looking for that next great opportunity, the Career Seeker Show provides a virtual GPS that delivers real career advice that leads you to your career destination.
So what's going on in your world? Talk to me.
I'm so excited about the concern that people have for growing their careers. And I have had several conversations, mostly with women, and all with women of color over the last several months about their desire to not just do work that keeps them secure or gainfully employed, but that does work that they get to have an impact. They want to do work that they feel allows them to contribute to their purpose and do work that allows them to use their gifts. And so what I am blessed to be able to do is to have those conversations and to really help people do that, help them figure out what those gifts are, help them figure out what those opportunities are. And then how do we find you a job or career path that gets you to do that? So that's what I'm doing a lot of now. And it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's a lot of work, because I do have my own career.
Well, here's the thing, though, Tiff. What I've noticed about you, you don't shy away from work. We've worked on a few projects together. You don't shy away from work. So.
I don't know how to do that. I was raised by a very hardworking Jamaican woman, and I come from a lineage of people that the only way to get stuff done is to not wait around for somebody else to do it. Is to get your hands dirty, elbows deep, and do whatever it is that you have to get done.
Yeah, definitely a good way to, I guess, lay the foundation for your career.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so here's what I'd like to do, Tiff. Let's just do it like this. We have some guests here today that are going to be coming on shortly. We're going to go to a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll have our dear friends from the Urban League of Philadelphia tune in, right?
All right, sounds good.
All right, let's do it. Career Seeker Show. We are here today with the team from the Urban League of Philadelphia Housing and Community and Economic Development, and we got the lovely Desiree Sills, hyphenated Hill, in the building. Know what? Shout out to Mary Harper before we get started, because they specifically said, what are the call letters so Mary can tune in? So, Mary, shout out to you, 106.5 FM, WPPM. We're streaming live at phillycam.org as well. We do it every Wednesday, 4 to 5. Career Seekers Show, Kenneth L. Johnson, Tiffany Southerland, Alberta Blum. This is what we do. Des, what's popping? Talk to me.
So, Ken, today I wanted to talk about what happens when you're unemployed.
Okay.
And your finances are not where they need to be in order to provide long-term sustainability.
Yes.
Okay? But before we start that, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Urban League of Philadelphia and what we do.
Friends of the family over here, the Urban League, definitely friends of the family. We've had quite a few people come through the doors here. Who you got with you today, real quick?
Today we have with us Diana Lynch, who's been with the Urban League of Philadelphia for, I would say, about 7 years.
Miss Di.
Yes.
So that's around the time I started consulting with them. We were, wow, I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
and Danielle Gray, who's also been with the Urban League about seven years as well. So they're a great addition to the Urban League of Philadelphia, and we're so grateful to have them on our team. At the Urban League, we offer a variety of different services. We service the Philadelphia community and the tri-state area. We offer comprehensive housing counseling. So what is comprehensive housing counseling, right? Comprehensive housing counseling consists of homeowner education, default and delinquency education, default and delinquency workshops, homeownership workshops, credit counseling, USEF program. USEF program is a utility assistance program, and we also offer financial literacy throughout the Philadelphia tri-state area if you are interested in getting your finances on track, your savings, your credit, opening up a checking account, if you're behind in your mortgage and you need some assistance with understanding why you became behind in your mortgage, in addition to budgeting. So going forward, you won't be behind in your mortgage again. We're the folks that you need to talk to.
Yes.
Our number is 215-985-3220. Extension 201, and we will be glad to assist you. So I want my colleague Diana Lynch to begin to talk about the whole process of what you need to do when you're unemployed.
Thank you, Des. One of the things that we have to look at once you get that pink slip, or you might have went to work that day and through no fault of your own, the employer says your job has been eliminated or downsized. And I think what normally happens is we're never really ready for something like that. And so what we do is to do an assessment if you want to come into our office and see where you are. I have found that many people, when in that type of situation, fear sets in. And so you become immobilized and you don't do or know how to do any of the things that you need to do when you're in that position. So coming into the Urban League and sitting down with a counselor, myself or the many of the colleagues that we do have, we will begin to show you what I call my plan A.
Okay.
And then I always tell people, if you have a plan A, you've also got to have a plan B. And depending upon where you are when we complete that first financial assessment, will let us know where you are and what your next steps are going to be for your plan B. Now, what does that mean? Well, I might ask you, how much money do you have in savings at the present time? We're going to do an assessment on what bills do you have right now presently, like rent, your necessities that you have to pay. Do you have child care payments, rent, food, car payment, car insurance? Those are necessities. And so sometimes you may not have any monies available. I had one young lady that came into my office, and she was not aware that she could collect unemployment. She said she thought the employer told her she couldn't, so she just took it for granted. But she had some papers that said you could apply after a certain time frame. So she didn't have enough hours or quarters in, but I sent her immediately to the unemployment system, and she came back and she said, "Thank you so much. I was able to get unemployment," and she got a nice little amount.
Excellent.
So she also, my plan B would encompass what many of us have, skills that they don't even know that they have. That, and I usually use a bit of humor in the classes that I teach.
Okay.
But I also say, who's the best sweet potato maker in the audience?
You let me know who that person is, because we need to get with them.
But
like today.
But we have so many skills and talents that we don't know that we have that can generate money.
Sure.
And a lot of us are doing it already on a very low scale. And sometimes when we're in these types of transitions, we got to step it up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I guess that works well for you, too, because if somebody does have an interest or they have some transferable skills or just something else that they're capable of doing, you guys have the Entrepreneurship Center there as well, where you can really direct them towards kind of making a plan to be successful in that venture.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And doing that. And so sometimes we tell them, okay, on my next appointment, I want you to tell me your passions. What are your passions? And then what skills do you have? And we just did a class for PNC, and they had some artists in there.
Okay.
They had makeup beauticians in there. There was such a wide variety of different skill sets in that one class. And I think for a lot of people who find themselves in those circumstances, they don't think because they get paralyzed with fear. This happened unexpectedly. So when we get that pink slip or whatever, it's never that, oh, I knew this was going to happen 2 weeks ago.
Well, Des, give me the website real quick, because I think I would imagine that the information is there regarding the classes that Ms. Lynch is speaking about.
So our website is www.urbanleaguephila.org.
Great.
And we're under the event calendar.
Okay. Excellent. So Danielle.
Yes.
Man, listen, know what? Danielle is one of my favorite people at the Urban League. I'm not ashamed to say that, just because I think she brings so many talents, and I thought it was a great fit with you, like being there in that department, because you really, I can see it on your face. I can see when you're working really hard. I've seen you in that office, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let her go because she's focused today.
And I owe a great deal of that to you. Thank you. Ken was the consultant that was instrumental in getting my resume to housing for their review.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yeah. Do what I can do.
7 years later, I'm still there.
7 years late. That was 7 years ago. Crazy.
7 years ago, yes. Also, I just want to add that early preparedness is the best, especially, nobody plans for life to happen. We don't plan to be unemployed or underemployed. But starting your savings while you're employed is very key. Short story about me. When I first moved here, I was unemployed for a year before I met Ken. What helped me during those times was that I did have sufficient savings. So it is something that I definitely believe in, something that makes the process a little less stressful when you're seeking your next employment opportunity.
I got to get her to do a video.
You
really do. Yeah,
you do.
Yeah.
So I have a question about that. Sure. So one of the things that people often say, because if they are not making a significant amount of money, they are making enough to kind of pay the bills to get their bare necessities. I don't make enough to save. How can we dispel that? Like, how much do you have to save in order to start saving? Like, how much do you have to have? People think that you have to have hundreds of dollars extra. How much can you start saving with?
$5 a month if you have it. It really depends on the person's finances. There's no such thing as too little savings. It's important to start the habit of saving. Mm-hmm. So if all you can afford to save is $5 or $25 a month, start there. And as soon as you can save more, then you do so. It's about the progression and getting in the habit of saving. Doesn't matter the amount.
Okay.
Talk about your savings challenge.
Yes, I do savings challenges. So if anyone has ever heard of the 52-week savings challenge, you can literally save $1,374 throughout the year. I never save by week. It is literally like week 1, you save $1. Week 2, you save $2. On to 52 weeks where you save $52.
And then you end up with that number
Correct.
Which is, what's the number? What's that number again?
$1,374 or $78.
Okay.
I can't remember. And I never save bi-weekly. Weekly, because I don't get paid weekly. I've broken it down into pay periods.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you get paid bi-weekly, that is that number divided by 26 pay periods. If you get paid bi-monthly, that's 24 pay periods.
Do you find that people are kind of hesitant to related to some of their finances because of the technology and using like mobile apps? Do you find that being able to access automatic savings, for example, or automatic bill pay can help people in some of these situations, or not to avoid some of these situations? Have you come across any technology barriers at all?
I think that would depend upon the age of the particular group that you're with. We deal with seniors as well. And we break it down to, ladies, take the change out of your bag each night and put it in a jar. And when the jar gets full, then we're going to move to the next level. So there are some tech-savvy people that like to do the apps, but then we also service those clients that are not going to do it that way.
You know, I wanted to speak to you guys about something, especially about your finances while either unemployed or underemployed. What I've seen happen recently, and this is me with my recruiter hat on, right? So because people keep hearing that the economy is good, and you got to understand, we're people of color, and our audience, we're your only source for career and job search information with a focus on diversity. So I go here often, right? A lot of times there are people that step out of a very secure employment opportunity and say, hey, the economy's good. I'm tired of being here. I'm going to get another job. And then 2 weeks go by, a month goes by, a few months go by, or they just decide to move to a different location thinking, I have some skills. I had a good job where I was at. I'll just come to Philly or wherever and get a job immediately. Mm-hmm. If someone's new to a community, or if someone's new to being unemployed or underemployed, how does that change your approach to how you consult with them on their finances and just staying afloat?
I think it's good to identify all the local resources. Had it not been for the Urban League of Philadelphia, of course, I would not have been so successful in finding employment. I actually came through the Career Center, and I literally looked it up online. It wasn't by word of mouth. Nobody informed me. I didn't even know if Philadelphia had an Urban League, but I was familiar with the Urban League in the city that I'm from, St. Paul, Minnesota. So if you know of organizations that do the work in the community, they're your first resource. You want to start there. You want to network. You want to ask people how they found employment opportunities, or what job seeking resources are they utilizing.
Excellent. So listen, Des, I want to speak real quick about the whole housing component. I've seen you guys do some magic up there. I've seen people come in that didn't think they could own a home, and the next thing you know, maybe a year and a half later, they were showing me keys to houses. Talk to me real quick about what you guys do in the housing area.
So in the housing area, in terms of home ownership, we offer first-time home buyer workshops. We have them once a month, usually on the third Saturday of the month. They're from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And during that session, we talk to you about the whole process of purchasing a property, from the A to the B to the C of buying a home, what to expect. Are you supposed to purchase a property? Is being a homeowner in your future? Are you able to, once you become a homeowner, to sustain home ownership? Because it's easy to get a home, but then it's hard to maintain it and keep it going.
Sure.
So we kind of give them the whole aspect of home ownership, and we try to include the dark side, which is foreclosure. We talk about foreclosure a lot because we want people to be fully aware of what they're going through. And what I tell all consumers is, if you're interested in home ownership, make sure you make that a priority, and make sure that you are able to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish in order to be a homeowner. It's not an easy process, but it is obtainable. You can do it. And if that's your goal, you want to stay focused, and we will help you stay focused. Not only help you, we'll hold your hand to the point of closing. We'll help you get a realtor. We'll help you get a lender. We'll look for different options for homeowners insurance. We'll also look for different options for an appraiser or an appraiser or someone to do an inspection on your property. So we kind of walk you through the steps of home ownership. And we found that this has been extremely successful, instead of just providing people with the information and sending them on the way.
Yes. It's the Career Seeker Show live, WPPM 106.5 Philly, here today with members of the Urban League of Philadelphia Housing Department. Listen, how do our listeners get in contact with you guys?
Again, you can contact us at 215-985-3220, extension 201, or on our website at www.urbanleaguephiladelphia.org.
I appreciate you coming out today. Thank you so very much. Career Seeker Show. We'll be back after the break. It's the Career Seeker Show live, WPPM 106.5 Philly. What's really good?
Welcome back, Seekers.
AB in the building. Look, I told you we were going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I told you we were going to do it
Promised
last week.
it since last
I
week.
hadn't
That's right.
even spoken to this man.
Right.
But I said, I think he's going to come through for us.
Mm-hmm.
And Christopher Nelson is in the building. City of Philadelphia. Tracy Bryant is in the building.
Welcome,
City of
welcome.
Philadelphia.
Hey.
This is what we do out here in Philly, man. Come on, man. You know what? I put something on LinkedIn about them coming on the show on Monday. Shut LinkedIn down. They called me
It
from
really
LinkedIn
did.
and said, listen,
They did.
True
story.
Warn us before this happens because everybody like locked in just to say, wow, this is going to be great. You got Tracy and Chris coming through. So,
That's
so
awesome.
hey, I was really excited about that. And then, with no further ado, Christopher Nelson,
Yes.
Tracy Bryant. Chris, talk to me. How's everything?
Yeah, I think I overheard you guys talking about visiting or checking out people's LinkedIn profiles,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something that I immediately do when I'm looking at considering an applicant is visiting their profile
Yeah.
on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Indeed.
like you said, it's a live resume.
So talk to us about some of these workshops.
So one of the things we wanted to be a bit more thoughtful with the workshops that we're offering this year. So we have quite a few topics, some of them focusing on tips for completing a successful online application, the interview process, how to find a job in Philly. One of the really cool workshops that we have this year is a panel discussion focusing on the civil service application process. So really kind of dispelling the myths about that, and it's called Trust the Process.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
So it's an open panel discussion. Really want to have just a candid discussion about that process because there's a lot of probably misnomers or misleading things out there about the application process for the city of Philadelphia.
Okay.
So just really want to have an open discourse about that.
And for all the Philadelphia residents, that'll be facilitated by Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Trusting the process over here. We're trusting the process 100% with the city of Philadelphia. So Tracy, I was looking through some of the information, and I see that there are a ton of great employers coming out to the event. So I don't know if you kind of want to touch on some of the employers. I don't even know if you can actually mention them all, but as a job seeker. So here's the thing. So your training is your thing.
Yeah,
right?
training.
So from your standpoint, if I'm a career seeker and I'm coming to this event, what do you suggest I do to prepare outside of attending the workshops? Are there some other things that you would suggest I prepare?
To prepare, I would say, well, the workshops, we were really intentional about the job seeker this time around.
Okay.
So we understand that it's going to be a mix of people coming, people that are prepared and then people that aren't prepared. So we want to really take people beyond I just connected with a recruiter, submitted my application and my resume. This year, we're really trying to provide career readiness resources. So to prepare, that's why we have the workshops ahead of time, like Chris was saying, to teach people, to talk to people about interviewing techniques and going beyond your resume and things like that. I think people might want to come with their resumes.
Yes.
Definitely come with their resumes, maybe do some research online about, just different resume tips, because we will also be testing on site for certain jobs with the city.
Wow.
Oh, nice. That's great. Yeah.
And this is an opportunity to really connect face to face with recruiters. So you want to look the part as well, look the part, have the resume, do some research on the companies. Chris has done an excellent job in raising this career fair to the next level for us. This is our 3rd annual. So we have a career fair app, right? So if you download Career Fair Plus, you can get a sneak preview of who's going to be there.
Okay.
If you want to do that research on the company, so that you can have meaningful conversations when you're interacting with the employer.
Right. Yeah. So the first question that we ask is, what does success look like?
Right. What does success look like?
Right. Right. And initially, I think the thoughts were quantity, the number of participants, but we wanted to take a really kind of deeper dive and to think about what success really means for a job seeker.
Yes.
And really it means the success is whether or not they find a job. right? So that's what we want to do to help connect job seekers to hiring employees so that they can find employment. So that's ultimately what success is going to be for this fair.
So this is your third annual too. Were both of you involved in a previous one, or so I
just started working for the city.
Okay.
I love that segue. So Chris, you know what? That's excellent.
Fine.
Because I really wanted to speak about your career path and getting there. I think you have an interesting career story, and I don't, I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Okay.
So you can
yes,
just share.
He is. Yes, he is.
I hope my story is interesting now.
It's really interesting, and like I said before, I just think there's something to be said about someone that makes a decision to take control of their own career and not kind of just follow the steps that maybe seem right. So speak a little bit about your journey.
Okay, so after I graduated from Temple with a degree.
Yeah, we already know that.
Yeah, right. After I graduated from Temple with a degree in public relations, kind of like most millennials, you just expect everything to be given to you, right? So I was like, I have a degree now, so where's my job, right?
For a lot of money too, not just
for a lot of money. So things didn't really work out for me. So I was kind of doing like customer service related jobs, but no real kind of career path. Ended up working for this company called the Princeton Review, doing some type of recruitment, and my title at the time was assistant director of, I think it was recruitment. And at the time, it was like, wow, I got this really great title, assistant director. I'm like 24, 25. I was only making like $28,000. But I was like, I got the title.
Yeah.
Popping bottles. Too.
Right. Yeah. I was like, I'm set. I'm on my way. Right.
Started from the bottom.
Right, exactly. And then I got laid off, like right around Christmas time.
Wow.
I got laid off around Christmas time. Sucks, right? So it was at that point I was really kind of thinking about like my career and the next steps. And I was in this place where like wherever I would work, it was just not satisfying. So at that point I had to make a decision about the next stage in my career. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm determining the next steps in my career. And that's when I had to take a step back and really think about the next 5-10 years. Like, what are my goals and how do I achieve those goals? So I did not come to think about that like by myself at all. Like, I had a mentor that provided guidance, and I always recommend that folks, have a mentor, provide guidance in terms of your career development, career path.
I'm sorry, didn't you just get there? Didn't you just start there? Wait a minute.
I know, right. I'm coming for you.
But,
but that's okay. That's all right.
I think, you don't realize the path until you kind of get on it.
Yeah.
Tracy, director, training, and
recruiting.
Yeah. City of Philadelphia. Come on, man. That like, talk to us about that journey for you.
Oh, wow. It's been an interesting journey. So I started as an intern with the city.
I love the story right there.
I started as an intern with the city from Harrisburg, went to Temple, and then my approach to careers was I wanted to sample them.
Okay.
By interning, I sampled. So I did about 3 different internships in different industries.
Smart.
Radio was one of them. Psychology was another, and then the city of Philadelphia.
Nice.
So, and I've only been in this for less than 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. And then when Chris came on board, he like immediately stood out because he fits right in.
Yes.
We're like the change makers and all of that.
Yeah, I love working with this group. Yeah. It's an innovative like think tank that I work with.
Wow, that's incredible. Right. I love hearing that.
It's like nothing like typical city offices. We're really different, and that's kind of our culture.
I sincerely appreciate you guys just coming through and making time for us here on the Career Seeker Show.
And for helping people that really need jobs in this city. I mean, I know this is really terrific.
Focus,
yeah, definitely.
Outstanding. Well, we did it again. We do it every Wednesday, 4 to 5, WPPM 106.5 out here in Philly. Broadcasting live at phillycam.org. And also on the East Coast Executive Facebook fan page. It's the Career Seeker Show.
Will we be here next week?
We will be here next week. Yes.
We will.
We're locking in, I believe. I believe that could change.
All right.
Stay tuned. Check out them social media feeds. You know what? Shout out Tiff South. Hold us down August 3rd with the City of Philadelphia.
That's right.
AB, thank you for riding with us today.
Oh, of course.
Appreciate you so very much. Special thanks
Kenneth.
to Tracy Bryant, Christopher Nelson, City of Philadelphia, man. You got some real ones right there working for you. Wow, brain power in the building. My man Bruce Savage, Best of Career Seeker Show. Check for that 3 o'clock Comcast Files. This is what we do, man. It's the Career Seeker Show. Thanks a lot.
Have a great week.
More, it means so much.